This tracing illustrates the functioning of the SecureSense algorithm during an episode of oversensing corresponding to a lead dysfunction. This patient with a single lead ICD, a remote monitoring alert and a patient warning vibration were issued, prompting an early consultation after 13 episodes diagnosed by the device. You can see that this episode is labeled VF, V-lead noise, and that the SecureSense algorithm inhibited the therapy. We can clearly see on the bipolar channel that this is an episode of noise with sensing of non-physiological signals, completely random in terms of morphology and in terms of intervals. After 2 short cycles out of 3 in the bipolar channel and 350 milliseconds of warm-up, there is the activation of the noise counter on the discrimination channel. There is a discordance between the 2 channels, since there is a sustained oversensing at the level of the bipolar channel, with very short cycles, whereas there's no oversensing at the level of the discrimination channel, and there is no short cycle at the level of this channel. Therefore, the noise counter will increment by 1 for every short cycle detected in the bipolar channel. And this noise counter is not reset to 0 since there is no short cycle at the level of the discrimination channel. So now the VF counter is filled. So before delivering the therapies, there is an interrogation of the noise counter. This counter has been incremented by 1 for every short cycle detected at the level of the bipolar channel. The noise counter was not reset to 0 because there was no short cycle at the level of the discrimination channel. So there is a discordance between the 2 channels. There is a diagnosis of RV lead noise and the therapies are inhibited. This is now a second episode recorded in the memories of the device of the same patient, but this time the episode is labeled non-sustained ventricular oversensing. We can recognize the same problem of oversensing at the level of the bipolar channel without oversensing at the level of the discrimination channel. The noise counter is incremented by 1 for every fast cycle detected at the level of the bipolar channel. In this episode, the oversensing is much more intermittent than for the previous one, and therefore the VF counter is never filled. But when the noise counter reaches the value of 10, it will trigger the recording of a non-sustained ventricular oversensing episode, even if the VF counter is not filled. The VS2 markers are present from the very beginning of the tracing, indicating a prior activation of the noise counter. Once activated, the noise counter is not immediately disactivated, despite the cessation of the arrhythmia or of the problem of oversensing that caused its activation. Indeed, 255 VS or VP cycles are needed on the bipolar channel for the deactivation of the discrimination channel. Therefore, the noise counter remains active for more than 4 minutes as for a rate of 60 beats per minute. This latency helps illustrating oversensing issues even if they are highly sporadic, and when the arrhythmia counters do not have the time to fill up, like in this example, representing a major advantage for this algorithm. The repetitive occurrence of sequences, which include, for example, a single oversensed cycle, gradually increases this noise counter, which increases considerably the ability to diagnose these oversensing issues compared with standard devices, which require either episode of non-sustained ventricular arrhythmia with a minimum number of consecutive cycles or sustained episodes to trigger a recording. These two tracings illustrate the interest of this algorithm to prevent the delivery of inappropriate therapies in case of lead dysfunction. In the initial phase of lead dysfunction, oversensing may be limited to the bipolar channel and be absent on the discrimination channel. This divergence is the base of this algorithm. The noise counter increments by 1 for each short cycle detected at the level of the detection channel, and the absence of short cycles on the discrimination channel explains why it is not reset to 0. The inappropriate therapies are therefore inhibited, representing a major advantage from this perspective of quality of life and prognosis.